Question 355. Is peer pressure a good thing?
Depends who's applying it.
Yes, very much so.
And what it's being applied for.
Like if your friend is there and your friend's afraid of heights and you're up doing something and you're trying to help him to break his fear of heights, that's a good thing. But if you're an asshole going here, take heroin, it's fantastic, then that's not good. No. So it depends on the situation.
It very situational with that. Yeah, I agree with totally what MathPig said. It's like, if I go back to my school things, I started smoking and now I smoke like 20 a day. And I'll go back to a lot of that being peer pressure when I was about 15 years old. Wasn't a good influence. But yeah, it's just sort hey, I wish I could get the equal amount of peer pressure to tell me to fucking stop, to be honest. But
I don't think it'll work though.
No, because once you've got an addiction or whatever, it's difficult to break. But
the problem is you need the same sort of peer pressure where you actually have your peers that are directly around you influencing you.
Yes.
And that's the problem. You don't have that environment when you're older. The peer pressure changes as you get older because the level of contact you have changes.
Yes, absolutely. Because when you're at school, those people are around you day in, day out, 5 days a week, you know.
I definitely think it can be used to benefit people.
It can.
But it can also be used to absolutely destroy people.
I very much think, I think it's like math. It's very much situational.
I think more times than not, though, it's not good. I mean, I can see it with my son's friends sometimes. And it's shitty. I don't like it when my kid feels like he has to act a certain way or do something just because everybody else is doing it. And he knows he doesn't want to. And it hurts him, and which hurts me. So
yeah,
very much so.
No,
Sammy?
I mean, I don't know if we could peer pressure Amanda into thinking that my Jar Jar impression is really cool.
I highly doubt it. I mean, it would take an awful lot of peers holding her down, I think.
To be honest, I think that would be a good example of bad peer pressure.
Yeah, there you go.
Sammy?
It's funny for me because I have always seen peer pressure as a negative or with negative connotations. So in all instances it's bad. If it's good, I don't see it as peer pressure. I would probably refer to that as encouragement or
I think you're right, but I think it's probably the same thing, unfortunately. How did you end up end up at the top of a telecom mast?
I mean, just the pressure part of it, I guess.
But encouragement makes people...
I guess the question becomes moot then, because, well... yeah, it's just completely situational.
Did you say, Tommy, you say peer pressure usually has a bad thing behind it. Is that the way it's put across, as in someone shouting, you're a pussy, jump you by, and shouting at you, or encouraging you? They are two different things, but it can still be done for a good thing.
Exactly. That's my point. It sort of becomes moot if we don't differentiate between them, because I can encourage you to jump off a cliff, or I can encourage you to not smoke.
Well, we went to like an outdoor adventure park, and there was a 20-foot jump where you landed on like a big, like a stage, like a movie airbag that you can land on. And depending on the way you landed on it, if you landed feet first, because it's very, it's full of air, obviously, but if you land on it feet first, you go down, you'll hit the concrete because it's so soft.
Yeah.
You have to land a certain way. And there was only me and two other guys that actually landed properly. So they said, do you want to do the 40-foot jump?
Yeah.
And we're like, yeah, no fucking bother, 100% dead on. You get to the top of it and you look over the edge and you can't jump because your body says no. You're looking down and it wouldn't work. And not fucking one of us could do it. And on the way back down, we were walking back down again. The boss was there, the owner of the business. He was like, look, I'm paying for this. He's going to fucking do it. Everybody else was all, whoa. And me and another fella literally just went straight back up the stairs and ran, didn't even think, and just jumped straight off. And that was purely peer pressure, but that broke the fear.
Yeah, well, I think that's what MathPig says. If it can be applied to help get someone over an irrational fear, it could be a good thing. It can actually be that. Like for example,
I don't know. I just wonder if
I had a friend who
an actual health professional would be agreeing with us.
But in a lot of respect, health professionals use peer pressure continuously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
but you're right. The problem you've got is I think you are right to identify that the language we use when we talk. I mean, we're basically talking about social conditioning. But the language we use when it's positive and negative, and whether or not it's considered good for our health, that's when we tend to call it peer pressure. I mean, like I said, I don't tend to read the questions before, so I hadn't given it any thought. I think it'd be better to say that social conditioning can be used for good or bad. Peer pressure tends to be negative, but not always.
What Dave said.
No, I think that was a very interesting question. Honestly, really is.
Nerdy said,
one second, I'll be back.
Yeah.
That's been the best. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with Jen. That's been the best question of this stream so far.
Yeah, Nerdy says peer pressure is good when it comes to forcing Doorknob Head to make a video. I agree with Sammy that peer pressure is generally bad and should be resisted.
Doorknob Head, make a fucking video.
Right.
You really want Doorknob Head to make a video, though. I mean, you've seen what I make. It's gonna be worse.
Even if it says, even if his first video is Godless Scummer is a complete fucking asshole, just do it. Just do it, Doorknob Head.
Now he's gonna do that.
Yes, it's likely to be. It's likely to be a video of his colon.
There you go. He might do a video of his asshole saying it's
Why have you got this thing about colons, Dave?
Because Doorknob Head's colon is on Linda's channel. Have you not seen it? There's a photo at the back.
Semicolon.
No, a complete colon. Well, I suppose so. That's terrible.
Next one.
Okay. He already has more subscribers than Linda. Doorknob Head is a legend.
We need his own lunchbox.
If you enjoyed that, please hit the thumbs up button. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down. If you think you've got a better answer or just want to tell us how wrong we are, leave a comment down below. Subscribe down here for new questions every day and make sure you hit the bell so you don't miss out on our live shows. If you click over here, you'll see our latest upload. Over here, for what YouTube thinks you'll love the most. And finally, for a complete playlist of all our currently released questions, click here.